Alright, y'all, so here's the next construction site, next house site we'll be doing, right here in Weaverville, North Carolina. Got an awesome view here. View the front, or actually no, over here is the front right corner of the house. You can see it there in orange. We got painted out. Stretched down to there, about 86, almost 87 feet, and try to do it on a slab foundation. I think we can't push it too far down this slope here. So we gotta have some septic down there for the repair area. So we gotta keep it backwards a little bit, or we would do it on a slab or on a cross space or on a basement foundation. But I think slab's gonna be the way to go here. Just doing a little cleanup. Some of these old rotten trees taken down. Some of them that's just in the way. We'll get those hauled off today. Probably have to get a bigger tractor out here to take this big boy out. This one here. You see down there's Windy Ridge School, right off the interstate there. Good mountain view. I'll post some pictures of the plans up as well. You see we'll have some big windows out the back side of the living room, dining room. Utilize that view. Big back porch all the way across the back of the house. Be all covered back there. Doors right out of the master bedroom. Be on the left side. Over there there'll be a guest bedroom. I guess right around in this area they'll have their own doors straight out to the back patio. Should be a nice build. Get at it. It rained last night, so it's a little slick today. I'm gonna get down here and get some of these trees up, get them up to the truck, get them loaded. See if we can get that skid steer down here in a bit with that forestry mulcher on it. Chop some of that smaller stuff up. I've announced it yet, but we do have a steel wrist tilt rotator coming. Should be here early January. I've been wanting one pretty much at the start of the business. Of course, the price has been holding us back, but that'll really be a game changer for loading those logs. I have to spin them around like that to be able to pick them up whichever way and spin them whatever way needed.
Back, so I'm running that stuff to the stump dump, and I'm going to hook up this forestry mulcher here and see if we can mulch up some of the smaller debris. Alright, let's see if we can do anything with this wet ground. A little slippery still. This thing's much more fun to run because I figured out how to actually run it on high flow. I don't even think a lot of the guys up there even know exactly how to turn these things on high flow. I thought it was just in the cab. You know, a lot of people you would think it's just the way you turn the switches on from inside the cab, but it's actually the hookup. The lines have to be reversed from the standard way. It's even the mulcher head came with them the opposite way, but I don't know if it's just a kubota thing or if the other skid steers as well have to swap the fixed around and run it the opposite way. But I think we ran it for about, I think I've had this thing about 2 years. It's done alright the regular way, but in some cases the brush cutter would actually do, you know, just a good enough job, or not as good of a job as this thing would do, especially in just tall grass stuff. But now that we got her tuned in, this thing just likes to eat. Much more fun to run. Eats up a lot more, bigger material, a lot easier, a lot quicker. Really saves on the material we have to haul off and stuff now. Still not sure if we're going to leave this kind of wooded grass with leaves and mulch debris down here, or see when we get, I guess, closer to finish time. Might be a good spot for a decent little yard down here off the back porch. Set them like a fire pit, or I don't know, the kids a trampoline, little play area maybe. Can't do much grading down here since it's actually designated for the repair area for the septic. I don't know what tracks these are that I put on this thing, but I just placed them a couple months ago. If it still had the old pad, square pad looking tread ones that they come with from the factory, there's no way we'd be able to get up and down this hill right now. The tread patterns that these new tracks have, man, they just like to climb. If this thing wasn't on high flow, this thing would have already been clogged up a couple times with this stuff. So I used to try to do the bigger, anything over maybe a couple inches, or even big piles like that, that'd grab it all at once, try to throw it in there, and then it just get clogged up in there, and you gotta turn it off,
roll the drum backwards on the ground so you know, flip it out of there. So for this build, we normally do spec homes, you know, a couple a year, but where we'll buy the land and then we have a financing company that will actually finance our builds for us. Actually local here out of Asheville. And that's been good, but the last two that we've done back in, well, I guess we finished up at the end of 24 into last year, beginning of this year. The market's definitely shifted with these higher interest rates, and we've been used to either not even getting to market, getting the house, you know, having somebody come in and want to buy the houses before we even get them done. And or if we do make it to market once we get them done, you know, they may be on the market for a few days, a week at most, and get them under contract. But those two that we finished up, except the end of last year, first of this year, they made me a little nervous on doing anymore. One of them went over 30 days without even a showing. The other one had a lot of showings, but not much offers, and then we ended up, of course, taking below our asking price, hurt their margin, all that. So throughout the rest of 2025, we haven't done any spec homes, but this one, there's a gentleman that lives nearby, owns, you know, this and another couple lots here. He was trying to get me to buy the lots, but me being a little nervous about the spec building, I was, of course, holding off, and he made us a pretty good offer, actually a killer offer, that he would finance the build for us as well. So we've got it set up to where we'll bill him monthly expenses that we accrue throughout, and also able to keep it some cash flow by charging a fee on top of that. And then my wife, you know, Alex, got a real estate license. She ended up getting those, so all the properties that we ended up buying, you know, we were kind of throwing that money away, the money she could be getting. So now we're able to collect the commission off the properties we buy. Just save us some money on the buying of the property, and then when we're selling spec homes, she can get that commission off those. So kind of a no-brainer there. But anyways, on this one, Alex will get to sell the house. You can get that income there, and of course we have a minimum that the owner of the land will have. Of course, he'll get paid his amount right off the top for the actual property, sold it, and then got it worked out to where, you know, if it goes over a certain number, then we'll end up splitting that profit as well. So should work out good for him and us. Hopefully turn into a longer